while I was here in Kona in lecture phase, I got a vision from the Lord of a lady sitting in the grass, and she couldn't walk. I was sitting there and I was like, what's going on? And I see our team make a circle around this lady in the grass, and we just begin to worship. And as we begin to worship, this lady starts getting healed, and we're praying for her. And I didn't really think much about it. I wrote it down in my journal. And I remember we were out in the village in Rwanda, and I see this lady, and I'm like, uh-oh, I know what time it is. And so I get the team. So I get the team and like, let's go worship, and we're just gonna pray for her, and we're just gonna see what God does. And so we begin to worship around this lady, and I began to pray for her, and she had like a 5-inch like mass on top of her head, and she couldn't walk. She said when her husband died that she went through all this sickness, and she began to crawl miles and miles to hospitals. And she said she's been dealing with this for like a few years. And so we just began to pray for her, and she said like all the pain in her head was gone. She was telling us 3 days before we showed up, a man from Tanzania right next door came to her and said, in the next few days, God's gonna send you somebody, and they're gonna pray for you, and you're gonna be healed. And so we saw the faithfulness of the Lord. She was healed, and she was able to walk away with no pain in her body, set free.